What's up with it? How you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. I watch you. I follow you. So I don't disagree with your commentary at most points.
Yeah,
We
nah,
we we're both military individuals, so we get it.
absolutely, absolutely. The only thing I was really agreeing with you with like how you don't argue, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but I don't know how you mastered that in this day and age because I
Mastered
feel
what? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I'm not arguing with a woman because like you got to think we we us as men right now we kind of have been what's this word I'm looking for? Jesus. It's we've been domesticated. Okay,
Right.
we used to be lions, and now we house cats, right? And rightfully so. We don't need that much aggression as men in this modern age. But also we have lost like the ability to like discipline women, and we can't really strong on stuff no more. So if you don't verbally argue with women, like there's nothing left for us to do to even try to man up the conversation or try to be a man in this situation. So if you're
Mhm.
not arguing with your girl, bro, you might be closer to losing everything than you know.
Hmm.
I
Cause
mean, I understand your point. I'm just at an age I'm 50, right? And
uh
I understand stress, my cortisol level. I understand certain things that I watched. I watch other people. So I watched my father for 46 years be married to a woman that was never happy, ever. He could do no right.
right.
And I watched the dichotomy over time where when he started to get sick, he started yapping a little bit more. And I looked at my dad, I was like, what's going on here? That's when I know he was sick because he would never fall on his morals. Then I watch other people, through relationships, and a lot of my buddies, they argued with their wife all the time, and next thing you know, he's in jail, and I got to bail him out. Then he's sleeping on my
Right.
couch, crying and drinking all my liquor. And then, I realized arguing with women is going to get you a couple things. One, broker, because you're going to have to do makeup, so you're going to have to buy her something. You're going to have to uh, give you more of your time, your energy. And I'm not saying I'm perfect and I don't argue with women. I get up to a certain point where we're going to agree to disagree. And if
Mhm.
she's not my chick, if she's not with me and I can't get no buns afterwards, I don't see the point of arguing with that woman because she's trying to steal your energy. So
See,
go ahead.
so my brother, so it sounds like you kind of don't know the power in you. Like if the reason why I'm gonna not argue is because it don't come with bonds,
Hmm.
in the aftermath of that,
Hmm.
that's a horrible hat to lay your that's a horrible house to put your hat in. Put it like that. All right, because you got to think about it like sex is a privilege.
Hmm.
And if you ever notice, like who doing the most moaning during sex is them. They getting the best of it. So
Sure.
you got like if we are arguing, I'm not my penis not moving for you. Like I want to be in a place where everything is okay if we having sex. I'm not for the fuck the attitude away or none of the above. That's a reward, bro. So if the buzz is the reward for you to act right, man, your position might be compromised, my guy.
Well,
I'm gonna just interject here. What I mean mentally, what I'm thinking is totally different than what I'm looking for the reward. Arguing with a person in general, you're giving up your energy. That's what I'm really trying to protect. I'm trying to protect my chi, my inner glow, because people argue with positive people all the time. So what's the point of me putting myself in a position because you want my energy, because you want my time, you want my attention, you want all these different things. Me knowing women to a certain extent, they're always going to have some type of problem that as men we're here to solve because we're or action oriented to solve these problems. Me going back and forth with somebody with a emotional tennis, I'm just not one for it. I ain't got time. I got other things I could do. I have other projects to do. So it's a waste of my time to argue with somebody, especially if they're not even my protection. They're not under what we say covering. They're not part of my situation. So why should I care about what another woman thinks? Go get your man, and I hope he does well with you. That's what I'm going to tell you. And then I'm going to leave you alone. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to end the conversation because what's the point of getting upset? I see what happens with certain men. They get a DV charge, or they'll get called sassy, or they'll get called toxic. Was it toxic masculinity, and all these extra stuff?
But
I'm like, I'm out the door. I'm not even in the room anymore. I'm out.
Everything. See, listen, bro. The easiest thing you can do is quit. All right, like that's age. She arguing, and she already know. Once you get so deep into the argument, you gonna clock out. She has literally won, and if your best solution is to walk away, then she has won the entire prize. She got to waste your time, your resources, and now she get to put her buns out there for another nigga to eat.
And he can have it.
No, he can't.
We're just different. We're just different, and I can understand what you're saying.
And we're gonna get some understanding because I can't backhand you no more. We should have to get some understanding, and I don't care if it takes us 3 days for you to get it. Because see, let's go back to that covering you were talking about.
Right.
This what we don't get enough credit for. See, the man is there to protect the woman, and do you know who we protect her from? Majority of the time.
Other men like us?
No, herself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Herself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. So, bro, sometimes you might have to argue with her for 3 days just to get her to understand that she's going to self-destruct and hurt herself.
Tukay, what does a one argument sound like? How do you win an argument with a woman? I've never witnessed this.
Never.
It usually sounds like switching lanes. All right. Once a woman gets to another topic, consider that last topic y'all was arguing about a win. Because now she's pivoting.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have to play the game with her. She might switch lane like 3 more times and just give her a win. But like on something that's not super principle. Like I told you, I asked you to put your sock in the dirty clothes basket. Okay, man, I give you that one. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You pick and choose your battles. I get it.
Absolutely. But that big stuff we got to stand on, no matter if it take you 72 straight hours for her to realize the danger she's putting herself in.
Shit.
I don't disagree with you there. Like I'm talking about big stuff. We're talking about big, huge arguments with certain situations. I get to a certain threshold to where if I know my energy is going to be taken from it, I'm going to regress and say, you know what? I'll let you have that one because really in battle,
can I give
like
you
said, hold on. I'll land. I'll make it quick. What I'm saying is you can get to a certain situation to a certain point to where it gets heated. And if we're talking about somebody who's not of my esteem, not of my ilk, not of my tribe, I give a fuck what you think. I don't care to argue with you. I don't want to give you my energy because I know that's what you want. So why play the game with you when I don't want to play? Now, if you like to argue with somebody, fine, be my guest. You can argue with them all day and I'll sit back and watch popcorn and watch you guys go viral.
Oh no, of course. This energy is of course reserved for the loved ones.
Oh yeah, I don't argue. I don't argue with my female about anything. It's good. I'll say what I mean. This is what I'm going to do. Here's my actions. My actions are going to speak for me. That's how my dad was. That's how I am. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it because I said I'm going to do it. Now, if I don't do it and you want to bitch at me, fine. I'll be like, you're right. I'll do better. But if you're bitching at me because you don't like how I do something, I'm just gonna dismiss you anyway. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna dismiss you anyway. I'm not gonna listen to what you got to say because I'm on my purpose, and I just won't do anything with you. I will not touch that subject ever again. It will be covered over like a Band-Aid, and as soon as you try to unpeel it back, I'm just gonna cover it down. But you're right, you had that one, and move on to the next.
See, no,
Right,
this
so
bro.
this is why I mentioned boundaries earlier. So my question to you would be, how quick are you moving in with these women? Like, what's your boundary?
I'm not
What's your
moving in with
timeline?
nobody.
So how are these arguments happening? These arguments sound
The
like
arguments
you're living
don't happen,
together.
is what I'm trying to tell you. I avoid them at all costs. I'm just not an arguer.
See, okay, so when it comes to these boundaries, I know women. I have had a plethora, and I got a lot of experience with them. Just as soon as you set a boundary, that's just the line that she want to cross the fastest.
Exactly. I get you.
That's a fact.
That's why I don't keep a boundary with a woman. That's why I say, you know what, you got it. Because if you let them know that it gets under your skin, they're going to keep picking at it.
No, because there's boundaries and then there's non-negotiable. Like, your non-negotiable is your emergency button where she cannot cross because you definitely will walk away.
Nah, my boy,
but you don't. Let me give you the flip side to this, right? If we're talking about females and the relationship you're with a female, right? If you're dating a woman that has somewhat of her marbles together and thought processes together, right? Where you can actually hold a conversation, it's fluid, then you won't argue as much. It's only when you deal with people that do not have that same mentality as you. They're not on the same level as you. You don't have that corresponding level ground where, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna let somebody just walk all over me because I'm gonna let them walk all over me. I'm just gonna be like, you got that one, and then I won't bring it up. And if you want to keep doing it, I'm out. Deuces. I ain't got time for this. I got work to do. I'm on my purpose. That's it.
We got
so
lovely.
I don't argue with nobody.
No, I got you. We got lovely 8 in the chat. She said, when men don't argue with us, it makes us mad. The best thing a man can do is not argue with us if you want to prove a point. What you think, Tukay?
It sounds good in theory, okay? Listen, so the man who she's speaking about, they advocated away from. They call him toxic, right? So now the man that y'all are getting from us now are the men with nothing else left to do but talk back. And now y'all calling him sassy.
Exactly.
So it's like, hey, damn if we do, damn if we don't. Either we gonna go back smacking y'all, or we gonna have these sassy conversations.
So is arguing the new backhand?
It's not. It's verbal abuse, but
classic.
Hey, at least he said it. Hey, that's what. Hey, Yikes. You know what? Out of all the people that I watch and listen to, especially coming from that other side, is what I call it, the other side now. But on that other side, I respect what you say because at least you own it.
Yeah, it's the truth.
You own it. That's all I can say for that.
You got certain women that don't go back and forth with their own father or their grandfather, and I've come to find out that when you date women that have high regards for their father or their grandfather, there's really not that much back and forth and disrespect within a relationship. They're able to think logical in certain situations.
Classic.
That's a fact, but it's only 7 of them in the world, and you got to like, of course, we heard about unicorn.
Oh, that's clipping. That's clipped. We clipping that one. That's a clip right there. That's a clip.
That's hilarious.
That's a clip. Hey, that's a clip.
Yeah, for sure. Roxy said, within relationships, when should boundaries be discussed in the beginning or when it's being pushed against?
In the beginning.
You know what? I got a witty woman, right? And I kind of need her to push me sometimes. I kind of need her to tiptoe on my boundaries. You know what I'm saying? It keeps me sharp as a man. It keeps me okay, hey, because I don't want to get too comfortable. I don't want her getting too comfortable. So I kind of like the back and forth sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she know the hard boundaries. That's hey, don't you even look at the line.
Can
Yeah,
I
I
ask
definitely.
what your sign is? I'm not trying to hit on you or anything like that. Can I just need to know
Yo.
your sign.
My sign,
Yeah.
a dollar sign, bro.
I
I don't do
That's
it.
Classic.
funny.
I don't do astrology, man.
Kira,
understand you don't, but I do. And that's why I'm just asking.
It'll be a Sagittarius.
Okay, I
Oh
figured
boy.
as much.
Yeah.
Kira asked a
Oh,
question earlier that we just now getting to, but since we got a full panel, I wanted to know what y'all thought because I thought it was a good question. She said, "When a man cries, do women really know what to do?"
When a
I
man,
actually wanted to answer this question. I'm sorry to interject, but I kind of wanted to speak on a kind of talk, answer a couple of things, and kind of respond to some of the things being said. But Kira's question, this question, was one thing I wanted to answer. And to be honest with you, Kira, and the gentleman, I don't know if women really do know what to do when a man cries, because that is such an unusual position for women to see men in. We don't know how to, and I'm speaking for a collective, not for myself personally, but or for women
Money.
specific. But I don't think women really would know what to do with that. We don't, and I think it comes from the fact that we don't know what he would need in that moment. Does he want us to rub his back? Does he want us to just let him cry? Does he want us to, kind of sit there with him? I just think because we don't usually see that from our men like that, most women don't usually see that from a lot of men. We wouldn't really know what to do in that point. And I think now I will say this: I think if we have some level of understanding about the man we are with, we would understand a bit more how to respond. But I think just in general, I don't think most women would really know what to do with that emotion. To see him physically cry, I don't think we would know.
I think women do a certain thing when men cry, and rightfully
Hmm.
so. Y'all leave them. Y'all leave men.
We
Yes, absolutely.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not disagreeing with that. And I think we leave because we don't know what to do with that emotion. We really don't know how to sit with a man as he's experiencing such a heavy emotion. Women are used to crying, right?
Yeah,
Y'all see us cry all the time. We cry when we happy. We cry when we sad. We cry, oh my God, I just got my nails done. I'm crying because he just did such a fabulous job. I got this, I had a baby. I got married. We crying all the time. So that's just commonplace, right?
yeah.
Men have this emotional experience even in the heaviest times, death, babies, these very happy moments. We don't know how to accept that. And a lot of women reject that because we don't know how to accept it. What are we going to do with a man who's crying?
Y'all shouldn't have to accept it. A man should only
Oh,
be able to cry 2 times. At a
okay.
funeral or when he get caught cheating and he trying to lure you back in. That's
Hmm.
it. Okay, listen. No leader should be showing that sign of weakness and expecting respect from his platoon when he turn around.
Mm.
Hey, I'm looking at you for guidance, and I look over and you crying.
That's a fact.
As a man, bro,
Classic.
you have to be that rock. If you need to go cry, take your ass to the backyard, hug the tree. Don't let nobody hit you.
so depending
Respect.
depending on the nature of the man again, when a man cries and he's with his woman, I think it should be like that song. How does that song go? When you cry, I cry, we cry together. I think it should be like that, depending on the nature of the man and the relationship. Like
You
I
you
would
sing like that.
that's the response I would want
Classic.
from my woman. Like we could cry together. We cry together.
How,
Hell,
how long she been gone, bro?
No, I got.
facts.
Mhm.
Hey,
No, I,
you
I'm
should do a
good, bro.
poll in the chat
I'm
saying how
good,
many
bro.
times a woman see a dude cry and their innards dry up.
My
No,
boy,
it
yeah.
depends on the nature of a man. You either a wolf or
Nah,
you a sheep.
I'm
I'm just in a
Everybody
different
can't be a
league
Sneaker
in
wolf.
a
P.
different generation.
Everybody
Yeah,
can't be a
Sneaker
wolf.
P. I just respectfully disagree. No woman wants it. And I'm all for a man doing what he needs to do. But like I said previous to this, if we both sitting here, we cry, I cry, you cry, we all crying together,
She looking
you
for
know, we're not gonna we have a problem because if life is still
No,
lifing
because
and we both are still
no,
crying
it's different
about
levels
something.
though.
No, it's not no
It's
different
different levels though.
Listen,
I
no,
done
it's not.
listen, I done signed a contract. I done signed contracts. My mom is right there, and I cry. We cry like that's my mom, my
That's your
girlfriend.
mama.
We cry.
Mama,
We gonna cry.
That's
Like that's a
okay.
level up in life.
Let me tell you something. That's your
It's
mama.
different levels.
That's your mama. My child and cried in front of me. But fully grown. I have fully realized adult children. My child has cried in front of me. My man crying in front of me is a different thing because he signed the contract. You crying? What are you crying for?
So
And I'm
if
not
you
trying to be funny. I'm gonna be happy for you, but I'm gonna be like, okay, we crying? Okay. I mean, all right, if that's what you want to do. But I don't think a woman is gonna every time you have this thing, oh, I signed a contract. Oh, I had a baby. Oh, my boy got married. You over here crying. I'm gonna be like, come on, bro. For real.
man,
Like we need to
been
come to a
around.
consent. Like we need to find some other ways of expressing that. I'm a woman, I don't cry about everything.
And
Crying out loud. I don't. But let's be realistic. Theoretically, what you're saying, yes. In theory, this sounds great. In reality, that's not what's happening. A woman will absolutely look at this man and go, he can't take a piss without crying about something. She's not gonna have any level of respect for you. She's just not.
You're talking about a cry. You're talking about a crybaby versus a man who basically is on his walk in life and he's showing emotion based on the milestones in his life. It's two different type of men that you're talking about. And if you're a woman that's gonna leave based on a man that's on his walk and he hitting certain milestones, then you're not the one for him. You don't align with him. If you're talking about
that's not what I said.
Guy,
you described two different things. You said, oh my gosh, I cried, I signed this contract, my mama was there, we crying together. Okay, that's fine, right? That's not to say that I'm not gonna celebrate. If something grand and glorious like that happened to my child and I was there to witness it, as his mother, I would expect to cry back. He is not going to do that. I know that about my adult son is not going to do that, right? Even if he did, I may hold back my tears because that's a thing for him to celebrate. But is he gonna cry about everything? No. You're saying like,
son, if he purchased a house for you and hand you the keys, you don't expect your son to cry if y'all came from a certain
my sons are not gonna cry.
Life?
No.
I'm gonna tell you right, my son is not gonna cry.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you how serious the psychology is. When I see women cry when they get proposed to, they make me think that they never thought that somebody was gonna propose to them. I damn near want to get up because why you crying? You don't think you deserve it?
Never thought about it like that.
Do to the point where you thought nobody would never do this for you. I want my ring back. I'm taking
but to
define your. I need to know what sneaker piece cry means though. Like, are you crying like a tear roll down your eyes cry, or are you like snotting and oh my god, like that kind of cry? Because those are different. If that's what you're talking about, I can understand you have a tear roll down your eye. Michael Jordan cried when he got inducted to the Hall of Fame, so I get it. There's a tear rolling down, but he still manned up and went through it. So. We're talking about snot locker crying and I can't believe I did this and da versus, we made it, mom, and the tear roll down your eyes. Two different types of cry.
Hold on. Conversation with Soft Rain said, Sonny, what about the groom standing at the altar waiting for the bride, tears rolling like a river? That's the funeral cry. Them funeral tears. Yeah. He know this shit over.
My boy, you say that. I say pure theatrics.
Yeah. What you mean? You think he faking it?
Absolutely. I don't know. Give me one reason why I'm looking at this woman who I done already took up through there, who I done already did everything with. I done seen her, and we know what the wedding makeup look like. Wedding makeup is the worst thing since birthday makeup.
Absolutely.
So she's not beautiful than what she is on her regular day. What is you crying for, bro? Them theatrics, and it's usually light-skinned niggas. If we gonna be honest.
I
It's theatrical.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, Tukay, and the rest of the guys, and I appreciate y'all letting me be up here with y'all. But I feel like this. I just think that for a woman, it's limits, right? And I think there are things we understand. Like if like when Soft Rain was asking about like walking down and seeing my man crying, I mean, I'm gonna be like, okay, we're having this is, it's the love and the butterflies and all of that stuff. Okay, right? Like I'm just gonna kind of be like, oh, but just random, like I don't know. I think they're just caveats. I think there needs to be, in the words of 2K, he probably need to take some of that stuff and go hug the tree and cry it out with the tree and come back. Because I don't think women need to see that, because I think the more we see men emote that type of emotion, we lose levels of respect for him. I'm not saying that we don't want him to have an emotional experience, right? But I just think innately women go into like this, oh crap, he's crying, and we don't know what to do, and we start to kind of go, I don't know how to function in this space, right? I don't know what to do, so therefore I kind of start to distance myself because I don't know how to handle this man at this heightened emotional state. Does that make sense?
It makes too much.
It makes sense, but you're basically saying that any man you date has to cut off that emotional part.
No, I didn't.
That's
no, I
basically
didn't.
what you're saying.
He's not saying
No,
she
it's
don't have
not.
to cut it off. She's saying she don't want to see it. It's not conducive to the relationship.
Exactly.
You're asking me.
Just like her farting. You know she fart, but you don't want her to be around you doing it. Crying is the same way. I would be turned off if a woman pooted around me. She'll be turned off crying around her. She's not saying don't cry. Don't do it around her.
I just don't think a woman, if a woman is looking to follow you, I'm just going to state it this way. If I'm looking to follow you and you crying and I'm crying and we all crying together, I kind of said this before, then I'm trying to figure out who going to lead who. Because I feel like I'm going to have to stop. If you crying, I'm going to have to cut my emotions off, because now I'm here to console you, right? I now need to get you to a place where you can now either get back to the business of leading, or we gonna sit here and we gonna cry. What are we doing?
That's not
you
fair,
know, my son.
Because what if y'all go through a traumatic experience? Say, God forbid, y'all lose a child together. Y'all married.
You're throwing out very. If we go through something traumatic together, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've seen men go through traumatic things, and I've never seen them cry. Right? Never seen them cry, and they've never cried in front of me. From my father before he passed away, my son has gone through traumatic things. I've watched him internalize that and have that emotional experience outside. I'm his mama. You would think I'm the most safest place for him to be. And my son had to come back and tell me, listen, I didn't want to have you in that space with me, because I know that was something I needed to reconcile. But have I seen my son in a vulnerable moment when he has cried? Absolutely. I have seen my son completely break down. He is a full 5'10", almost 6 foot, and was 200 pounds at the time. And I saw him in this moment, and he didn't expect me to see him. And I now have to go over and console him, because one, he was in this space. He was in a very ugly space in his life, and I saw him. So that hurt him more than the space that he was in. And his whole thing, this whole conversation was, I never wanted you to see me like this. This is my son, not my boyfriend, not my husband, not my daddy. This is my son. So understand what I'm saying to you. I understand traumatic situations happening, and your man is there and he's having that moment. What I'm saying to you is that we understand certain things, but we don't understand everything, right? We just don't. And that's just something that a man is just going to have to accept, that a woman is just not going to be able to accept him in emotional states, even if there's some level of understanding to it, because for us, it tells us that our leader is weak. He's at a weak point. We're not used to seeing that, especially if he holds that affront for us all the time. That's a very shocking thing for a lot of women to see. I'm just
Can I,
saying. I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm
son,
sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I want to add something to what you're saying. I will say this. I don't give women too much credit for being naive because I think they play naive 99% of the time. But I will say, in regards to the crying subject, I think most women, when they initially be telling a man, it's okay, you can be vulnerable in front of me, I don't think they know yet. When the first time they do it, I don't think they know yet how it's going to make them dry up.
Yeah.
I think women learn that
Exactly.
I think women learn that after experiencing it the first time, having a dude that they like or see a certain way or feel a certain way about being weak in front of them. They learn in real time from that first experience, like, damn, this shit make me look at Buddy all the way different. You know what I mean? So I think women have to, and this is my opinion. I'm not a female, so you could tell me better than what this is just my theory. But I think women got that first time when they give that advice, oh, you could be soft. I don't think they know it's going to turn them off. Is that true? Would you say that's true, son?
I agree. I think women want men to be that, but women also the hypocrisy and the oxymoronishness to that statement is that when a woman sees a man like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The argument that happens 6 months down the road or a year later, that same emotional moment comes back, and then he a punk and a bitch and a sissy and all the other choice adjectives that a woman wants to use to now take that very same vulnerable moment that man had in front of her and weaponize it against him to attack his character and his manhood. So when I say to you, men are not, I get what you're saying, Sneaker Pete, and it, like I said, in theory that sounds great, but women are going to put that in their subconscious, and that's gonna sit with them, and they're gonna be like, this nigga just, oh, pardon me, I'm sorry, this
You
dude
good?
just sat here and cried, and I know he just lost his daddy, but she's running a whole scenario in her brain that's like,
Classic.
what happens when something else happened? Not necessarily his daddy, but you know, we come up this and we come up that. Doubt creeps in. Unfortunately, I'm just being honest with you from a woman's
No,
perspective.
I
You know
completely
what I'm
agree
saying?
with
I'm
you.
just
And
being
when
honest with
I,
you.
I completely agree with you. And when I speak, I'm not speaking from necessarily a personal perspective. I've never cried in front of my girlfriend or anything. I've never been married, engaged. I've been engaged even actually, and I've never cried. What I'm saying is women choose who they date and men choose who they marry. So I get the whole auditioning period for a man and woman and all that stuff because they're choosing the person that's going to lead them the rest of their life. So I understand it from that aspect. So that's where I was coming from. So I
Right.
understand. You're right. You're right.
I got a super chat. Shout out to Kira for the 1999. Took a minute to get to it because I wanted to
Money.
money. I wanted to let the conversation flow. But Kira said, so we both just argue. She back to the arguing topic. So this for the whole panel. So we both just arguing. There's no way my husband is going back and forth with me. He is a man of very few words. His aura speaks volumes. In fact, with his unwillingness to argue over the years, now we don't argue at all. So
Facts, Kira.
in a way, this is a woman's way of saying that her husband successfully groomed her.
Classic.
And
Facts.
It's
that's not a bad thing. See, you look, Sonny, already triggered by the word. You don't
no,
like
no,
the
no, no.
word
I
groom?
wasn't tripping. No, the reason I was going to say
Submit.
this. No, I'm not disagreeing with you, right? I wouldn't use the term grooming. It's a bit off-putting, but
See,
let me finish it by saying this. A woman who has been around her man long enough and she is in her position as a woman in that relationship, the feminine, the nurturer, she is going to understand from talk. Like I told people, when a woman have a baby, we don't understand. The baby can't talk. So how do we know when the baby's hungry, the baby's hurting, the baby want to be picked up, the baby just being a brat, right? It's the same, it's similar. I'm not going to say the same, but it's similar, the similar thing we use with our man. If I am with my man and we are having a discussion and I hear a change in his voice, a frown on his face, a twinge in his muscles, I know then it's probably time for me to shut my mouth and listen, right? Because
Yes.
I understand that if I continue on in this conversation, it's not going to go the way I planned it.
But
Maybe probably from learned experience, but I also know that as a woman, I have to be aware of those contextual clues and situationally aware of what my man is going through physically as well as verbally because I might need to hush.
But see,
You get what I'm saying? So maybe it is grooming. I don't know the word.
So Kira has a man. He have shook her up before. Well, I don't.
Classic.
You can use all the words like aura, whatever you want to, but don't none of that means nothing if there's no consequence.
I ain't gonna Tukay, I ain't gonna hold you. I met Kira's husband at the tour date in Chicago. He ain't got a shaker, folks. It's a big nigga, G. No,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you.
He raised his voice. I think she gonna chill, folks.
Classic.
But let me tell you why, because there's a threat of violence. Like his stature alone commands the discipline. Because she know if I get out of line one time, this dude can handle me. Just think of you an inch or two away from your girl. She probably thinks she can whoop you in her little ass head. There's gonna have to be some action behind your words. You just can't do what the 6'6" nigga do.
What's understood doesn't have to be spoken. It doesn't have to be said.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said what's understood doesn't have to be said.
Wait, is that a real thing? So look, okay. I'm 6'2". I ain't finna tell too much about her guy, but I'm 6'2", about 205. So I'm not I'm bigger than the average guy.
Right.
Dog made me feel small. So what I'm saying is that a real thing for women? Like the more physically presenting or imposing you are. Oh, here go Kira right here. Look, she gonna speak on her own behalf. Kira, what's up?
Yes.
Oh.
Hey y'all, what's going on?
Hey, Kira.
What's going on, Miss Lady?
Hey.
Right in the box.
Listen, I had to come up real quick. 2K, what you want, brother? Listen. What exactly is it that you want? Do you want a woman who is going to submit to you without having to feel threatened? Or like, what is it that you want? I'm trying. I'm really
I think we saying the same thing. I'm just acknowledging that there has to be that threat and that presence for you. For if we not going to argue, you have to know that threat is on the table.
No, I just respect him. I respect him. I respect his position. I respect where he's leading our family. Okay. And all of the things that you say that Black women don't do. I do that, and I'm a true example of what it looks like to be. I'm living the life that everybody speaks against, and it's very successful. And it's no. Go ahead.
What is this life? And I did say Black women, so let's just go ahead and outline that.
All right, y'all.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh boy.
Wait, say that again.
I was trying to think, what is this life that you are living that you say?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm really conflicted with the stuff that I'm seeing online and social media because it's a direct contradiction of what's happening in real life, right?
Okay.
And so that's my biggest gripe. Like anytime I open my mouth, I'm gonna speak positive about relationships, positive about marriages, positive about the Black man finding the Black woman. And if there is some type of confusion, we need to identify what it is, address it, and then we can grow from there. You know, it's these platforms are reaching millions of people.
Right.
Millions of people, and we have to be mindful of the things that we are saying because we are so far behind.
Yeah, about
And
300 years.
I don't know. I think it might be longer than that, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
but hey,
facts in between that.
Yeah, and so whenever I'm not afraid of my husband. You know, he's never raised his hand. He may have raised his voice, of course. I have too. You know, but there's no fear. I just respect him. I respect him. Mm-hmm.
It's not a fear to where you shivering and you absolutely afraid.
No. Well, that's what you insinuated.
No. What I'm insinuating is what comes next. You just
there is no comes next.
Even take it there.
No. There is no what comes next.
Okay, so
It just is what it is. I
why
respect him.
if that was if that's all he had to do, why did he even have to raise his voice?
I mean, come on, this is human nature.
Why did you
We're
have
dealing.
to get the
Listen,
blood before he had to raise his voice?
yeah, but people disagree. People disagree.
Mhm.
And you yelled
It's
at him?
Mhm. Mhm.
no, but whenever there's emotion behind, so for an example, right now, right? If you were
Mhm.
in my presence, you would think that I'm yelling, but I am raising my voice because I'm passionate about what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And so this is we, and I said something about this before in another panel. It's okay to have hard conversations.
Well,
Right.
It's okay to be passionate about what you're talking about.
this
But
not even a hard
just
Mhm.
conversation, kid, and I appreciate the passion that
no,
you.
but you're right, but you're talking about whenever you're arguing, right? Or raising a voice. Like raise,
Absolutely.
so that's what I'm addressing.
Listen,
But
Mhm.
mhm.
you such a unicorn. You probably had your dad in your life, right?
Actually, let me give you a little bit of backstory about who I am.
Okay.
Mhm.
I was born and raised in North Jersey, maybe about 15-10 minutes from Newark, New Jersey. My
Right.
father died when I was 3 turning 4 years old from crack.
Right.
Mm.
My mother was so stressed out, and they were married. They had 4 kids together. My mother passed away a year after him from an aneurysm, and they believe it was because she was so heartbroken because of all of the work that she tried to invest in my father.
Right.
I was
Mm.
actually raised by my grandparents. I was raised by my grandparents, and they taught me a lot. I've seen what it looks like to be a virtuous
Mhm.
woman. And the things that men today are saying about what a woman is supposed to be, women back then were the same as they are now. I talk to my grandmother all the time. She talks about all of the things that she had to do in the house to make sure everything was put together. My grandfather was
Mhm.
outside, but he still made sure that he took care of the house. You know
Fact.
what I mean? He made sure he
Right.
brought the bacon to my grandmother. My grandmother made sure dinner was, made, and the kids was put. We was in bed every day by 8 o'clock. We had a nice family structure. You get
Okay.
what I'm saying? So even in
Mhm.
the midst of all of the chaos and the trauma, people, I don't know. The internet it's a lot
No,
of
no, I
bullshit
get what
being
you're
spread
saying.
on the internet, man. It
That's
really
that's
is.
Facts.
that's what I'm married to.
Facts.
I get what you're saying, but I also
Mhm.
can acknowledge that that's the rarity. Can you?
Wait, say that again.
Can you acknowledge that you are a rarity?
I don't want to say I'm rare. I just
You
feel like
definitely
wait,
are.
wait. What I will say is I feel like the people with the loudest voices are the ones who's saying a bunch of bullshit.
Now the
That's
people
true.
it's the
And
ones.
that's just where that's listen. I own a salon, right? And I
Mhm.
see I mean today I had a doctor who specializes in like substance abuse. I had a realtor, and these are young women, and none of
Mhm.
them married. None of them,
Mm.
and I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. I had the superintendent of a technical school in our area. I service. I mean, these women, they're amazing women, and they are not married. And it's like I say this all the time. It's like the men is saying one thing, the women is saying one thing, and they missing each other.
Nah,
It's
Mm.
like
I'm gonna listen, man. I don't want to do no gender bank, but men have been the same since men have been here. On, only somebody y'all just not getting y'all little rise up now. I'm gonna tell you
Mhm.
that your grandma didn't have niggas putting shit in her mailbox. When your grandma was looking good, a nigga that come next door and tap on her forehead until her damn heart popped up. There's a difference.
Mhm.
There's a difference.
I don't know. I
I
think
agree with 2K on this one, Kira, and I'm sorry
Yeah.
to cut
mhm.
you off, but I think you're making. I think the point he's trying to make, just simply by the fact that you say you were raised by your grandparents, said speaks volumes. It explains the why. It explains why you understand that it's about respecting your man and not pushing against his leadership. It's about respecting it, right? Because you've seen that dynamic, right? Regardless of what, like you said, regardless of all the chaos around it, there was that continuity in how your grandmother and grandfather interacted. That's why I always say history is important So you are a unicorn in this day and age, because a lot of women are not, and a lot of men and women are not seeing that dynamic anymore, right? They're just not. And I somewhat blame my generation and the generation prior to, because we got away from that, right? We got away from that.
I have
No
to,
one sees that
I,
dynamic anymore. So I have a lot of
yeah,
respect for you sharing that, and I appreciate you sharing that with us, because that explains a lot about the why, how
n-
you got to where you are, and why you made it 17 years in this day and age. So,
yeah. I
But
hear that, but
you
wait. I'm gonna have
can,
to wait.
can
Let
I
me
say
just say
something
this.
real
I'm
quick?
gonna have to wait. Let me just say this. I promise I'll land with this.
mm,
I would agree with you, but there are people. One of my sisters, I try to talk to her all the time. This,
mm,
yeah, it may be something based off of what I've seen, but everybody, every day you wake up, you got a choice. You have a choice to either feed into the bullshit or, so me and my sister was raised in the same house and we have two completely different lives.
mhm,
So I hear what you're saying in terms of like
mhm,
me being raised by my grandparents and all of that other stuff. But if you look at
mhm.
me and you look at my other siblings, you would be like, what the hell?
See,
So
you
Probably not.
and
so
you
it's
Yeah.
it's all about accountability and what you see for your life and
kid,
where you want to
That's
take it.
right.
my girl, you
Right.
can't change your view until you change your view. Listen,
That's true.
even with your grandparents, you was able
Mhm.
to soak it all in. And what your sister would probably was saying, she like, man, I don't want to do this shit. She want to be liberated. She's saying that the girls outside, bro. So you got a doctor, you got a superintendent. They gave their best years to the streets. That's why they having a hard time giving it me to trying to find a man that they want. You're not gonna give me you 30 plus now, and I'm entering my prime, and you want me to settle down with you after you gave your best years to the streets and education. I'm not for to do it.
Mhm.
No, but what she's saying too, like she said a key word. She said she respects her man. So as a woman, she's
Mhm.
able to have a conversation and listen to understand and not listen to respond. A lot of women
Right.
are listening to respond and not listening to understand. So it becomes an argument because they just want to have the last word. So once a woman
Right.
actually respects the man and the man respects the woman, they can now have a conversation. So I don't think she's a unicorn. I just think that
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say because I wasn't always this way. I wasn't always this way. Me and Buddy been together since I was 19. I didn't come to this realization until you know, he told me divorce wasn't an option. And I was like, you know what? I agree. And we both got this,
Mm.
we both want the same thing for each other. I get it. Yeah, maybe it was because I saw my grandparents, but I wasn't thinking about my grandparents whenever I made the decision to stand 10 toes.
So
Like,
so
I
basically, you
wasn't
just
thinking
showed
about
me
my
you
grandparents.
got it right.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's a lot of my whole position and my whole stance is it's a lot of bullshit. And at the end of the day, we are a product of the decisions that we make every single day. Okay.
True.
And that's all I'm gonna land right there. So grandma,
Mhm.
grandpa,
Mhm.
yeah, thank you. I thank you for all the things that you instilled in me, but I still make my own decisions every day I wake up.
because
So
I just want to say one thing. I
yeah.
just want to say one thing, and it spears back to the grandparents. When you're an older parent, you're going to raise your children different than the younger you. Like if I had a child now at 50, let's say, I'm not going to be the way that I was when I was 28. We're totally different people. Now that you
Mhm.
have that in play and you have the old values and traditions of old school before the internet, and then you're raised in this internet world, your grandparents probably didn't even know of technology at that point. So technology's changed the outlook and uh, the the ability to reason. And you're listening to all these sprinkle, and you're listening to the men that says, what's the counterpart to the men? And it's like I said, it's it's emotional volleyball or emotional tennis online, and I'm just sitting back eating popcorn like, I can't believe you guys are rage baiting each other just to get views. And that's what it's come down to for me. I don't believe people are really being real, especially if you're a content creator on a larger scale than someone like someone who doesn't do the internet. So people that look at the internet differently, that don't play the internet game, come into the space and look at it like, is that how people are? And then they experience it from somebody else, from reality TV. They get it from the girl down the street. They get it from the guy down the block. And then we start to internalize it. And then when you get hurt, what happened to me, I get online, start watching some red pill stuff. And I'm like, yeah. And I see myself like, what the hell's going on with me? I've never been like that before. So I just like to say most men that are simps, that learn how not to be a simp by trial and error, will fall for some red pill stuff. Just like there's some women that get hurt by men that will fall for the sprinkle. So you gravitate to how you're feeling, and the internet plays just like the algorithm, and it feeds what you're paying attention to.
Your audio changed. Your audio changed. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You might have to go out and come back in. Sound like your
like
computer
you take a nigga order.
Yeah, you get no.
Real quick to interject, I kind of disagree with what he just said, because from a sociology standpoint, it starts with you being able to respect yourself. Like once you are able to respect yourself, then you can respect somebody else. So if you don't have self-love and self-respect for yourself, you can't then have somebody else reflect that, because how you think and how you are in the world is the type of person you're going to meet. So that's where arguments happen instead of conversations, because you don't respect yourself, you don't have self-love for yourself, then how can you go into a relationship with somebody and respect them and have love for them if you don't have
Hey, Sneaker, I'm sorry, my nigga, but you sound like every talking point ever.
It's from a social standpoint though.
It's bullshit. All that shit, all that the knowledge that you have is great, but until you are able to put that in the field in real time, is when you really can come back and digest it. And I guarantee you, it won't be how you saying it is.
How so? When you go into a business meeting, for example, you're representing your brand or even yourself. You have respect for yourself and for your brand, and you go and address that accordingly. So why isn't it the same when you go address to people? Like, I'm on this panel for the first time. I don't know anybody, and we all been respectful of each other because it seems like we all have self-respect and self-love. So we're able to listen to people talk and understand and agree or disagree without any confrontation or argument.
Honestly, bro, I'm respecting you because it's classic. I would have violated you a long time ago.
And I would have respectfully just left the room because I have self-respect. I wouldn't even entertain you.
Because that's the weak thing to do.
It does play a part.
But I don't have the energy to entertain any negativity.
Wait, we got I respect it. We got a good question though, and I respect everybody being respectful of the platform, because you know how I get down. We just say I don't make the war rooms. We got platforms for that, but I don't do the war rooms. We just toss them perspectives around. But Soul's got a question for Kira. He said, "Kira, when did it shift?"
Your audio is muted, Classic. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah,
everybody else?
He can't hear.
I can hear you.
Bro.
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm not sure. Sneaker.
He might have to come in and out.
Go out and come back. Yeah, go out and come back in, bro. Souls of Thought said, Kira, when did it shift? And also, who was affected by the old you? Kira, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I can hear you. I couldn't hear him.
I honestly, I can't necessarily say it was one thing that actually caused like an actual change. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I was a runner because I knew who I knew. Listen, I know who I am. I know what I have to offer. So I was a runner. Like it didn't matter what it was. If something pissed me off, I'm out of there. And so it was just.
Kira, you sound like a woman with a lot of options. Not a runner.
No, I don't. I wouldn't say that. I just know what I have to offer, and it's not even. That's why when people have money conversations, it doesn't mean anything to me. It has nothing to do with me being like, I don't know, wanted by other men. No, it's not that. I just know what I have to offer in terms of like what I bring to the table. But
And I mean, and
yeah.
to kind of piggyback on what. Well, I'm gonna say this. I have to say, Kira, for you to have gotten to make that kind of decision at 19, okay, and to still be going strong, a lot of women are not making that decision at 19 anymore, right? A lot of women are saying we're going to weigh out our options, and then
So
they
let me.
waste the. But but understand
Uh
what I'm saying. You made a serious commitment, and you still decided to respect your man and respect the fact that he said divorce is not an option at 19. You got women out here at 30 and 40 and 50 that are like, I ain't gonna respect none of that. What do you mean? So for you to think that I don't know. From my perspective, your grandparents had far more influence probably than you maybe realize, because a lot of younger women are not thinking like that. A lot of older women aren't thinking like that now. So
wait. So wait, let me. Well, I was getting ready to say no. Let me say this. To be fair, we started dating when I was 19. So we didn't get married until I was how old was I? Like 26. We got engaged when I was 25, 26. So it was a lot of like back and forth, like back and forth, back and forth. And then whenever we decided to have children, all right, have a good one. Whenever we decided to have children, we had my daughter first. And I don't want this whole panel to be about my situation, but I do have some insight. I got a little bit of insight. But when we decided to have children, we brought my daughter into this world first before we were married. And then we got married, and then we had our son. But it was prior to having my daughter, it was a lot of back and forth. We were young. You know what I mean? We were young.
Right.
He was doing whatever.
right.
So that's why when people say, oh, you guys have been together for so long, you don't know what you're talking about. The shit, it ain't, we've experienced life too,
Classic.
So, but
Right,
to
but I
answer
think
Soul's question, I don't know what it was exactly.
It was him.
It could have been him, but
It
my
was
husband is
him.
also.
Yeah,
It could have been, and listen, I'm cool with giving
it's
him.
definitely.
I'm cool with giving him that credit. But at least he displayed a type of man that you don't really see anymore.
Right. The
that's
man
what
I'm
I
I'm
think
saying.
saying.
I
There
think
you
it was
go.
you. I think it was you. I still think it was you.
No, it wasn't, bro.
Because
What are you talking about?
hey, without you is no family. Like I said
My
earlier,
nigga, I say this all the time.
women make family. Women
A
are created
relationship
a family.
is going to go only as far as the man is willing to sacrifice.
How? When the women have to choose, women choose who they date. You don't choose who you're gonna
No, no,
date
no,
as
no,
the
no, no,
man.
no, 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 no. It's definitely the man.
My
It's
It's
boy.
definitely
definitely the
the
man. Yeah,
man.
it's definitely the man for
It's
sure.
To
definitely the
choose who
man.
Yeah.
to choose who they're gonna
A
date.
woman can choose who she dates, but a man chooses who he marries. That's why the
Exactly.
Bible say a man who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. It is not a woman who finds a husband find a good thing. That's why I said
The fact.
I'm gonna give you your flowers, Kira, because I'm to be honest with you, are the you are the archetype that needs to be seen more. Your voice does need to be heard, because
That's the fact.
younger
Yeah.
women are not going to ride out with a man for 7 years and then have his baby and then be like, oh, okay. A lot of women are not going to do that. A lot of women would have been like, oh, I'm in my prime. This thing is popping, girl. I'm about all these men is on my job. They're gonna weigh their options, not understanding that they really don't. Their options are running
Sonny, hear
out
me out.
quicker than a man.
Sonny, hear me out.
Facts.
Yes.
Kira made the
That is a
choice.
fact.
That dude decided to wait that out. When Kira, listen, because we all go through this, boys and women. When we feel like we bigger than the program and we just need somebody to hold us down until we get back to our motherfucking senses. At one time, Kira knew she was popular to the point where she could have had a better man than him. It was him that held it down until she got back to her senses.
I see where you're coming from with that, but I think we always going to see something better.
As far as he is willing to sacrifice and struggle. Fact, I'm a man with a family. If my wife have an attitude, I might have to wait till she grow up a little bit, or I could just leave the fucking family. But it's directly my choice.
I mean, he never lost his purpose though during that whole time. He had discernment. He stayed within his purpose. If he would have fell off track and lost his purpose, they probably wouldn't be together and wouldn't have got married.
You got to watch Kevin Samuel season 3. You on season 1.
Hey, can I ask one question? Sneaker P, can I ask one question? If you guys can hear me now.
If a man loses his purpose, he loses his sense of direction. No woman is gonna follow a man that doesn't have purpose.
You cry. They still ain't gonna follow you. You cry, dog.
I don't cry. So when I speak on things, I'm not speaking from a personal standpoint. I never said I cried. I never cried in front of a woman.
You sung the whole song. When I cried, she cried. We cried together.
No, I'm saying.
Sneaker, can I ask you one question?
So ask Kara. So you and your husband, y'all ever cry together? Y'all ever?
Oh boy.
All right.
Let's
so
put the question on the table.
Oh man, let me. And this is I don't want. I'm not. Let me just no.
She put this in the comments. I did see when you stated that. That you said if you saw your husband, you wouldn't know, like, that would be an anomaly for you.
Bro don't look like he cried, G. I ain't gonna hold you. Hey, I seen him. What up, big dog? Don't look like he cried.
I believe a man.
A very, 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 very close family member of us passed like a couple years ago. I seen like one little itty bitty drop out the corner of his eye, almost passed out. I didn't know what to do because he's just not that kind of guy.
He was just tired. He was sleeping.
Maybe that too. I don't know.
That was that sleeping
but I don't. For him, if I was to see him cry, I don't think I wouldn't look at him as if he's weak or less than. I know what type of guy I got. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But no, we not. Yeah, he done got all. He done got all types of promotions and career upgrades and unions and all kind of like amazing stuff. I ain't never seen anybody shed a tear. Never.
Right.
Never. He's just not that kind of guy. But so when I say I wouldn't know what to do, I wouldn't know what to do because I genuinely wouldn't know what to do.
But would you say he's a wolf or a sheep?
What?
Mine?
Yeah.
That's a wolf over there, gang.
Wolf.
That's why I have a question.
Are you considering him a hybrid?
Yeah. Sneaker, let me ask you a question. In your lifetime, when you are sitting by yourself, in your thoughts, are you thinking to yourself, woe is me, or what am I going to have to do to change the scenario? Because that's the difference between crying crying, and then there's a difference between tearing up because you accomplished your goals.
Hold on.
That's what you're trying to decipher.
He said he can't
He's saying he can't hear you, Sneaker P.
I can hear you. Hey, Sneaker P, can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me? Sneaker P, can you hear me?
No.
Somebody who he could hear. Sneaker P got to go out and come back in.
Hey, Sneaker P, Classic said go out.
Come back in. Go out and come back.
Yeah, he just said go out. Don't come back.
Yeah, come back. Come back. No, come back.
He said come back too.
That's what we doing.
No. No, go out, come back. Come back.
He said right now, man. He said go out and come back in.
Come on, Tukay, dog.
Okay.
You been around it.
Hey, I watched you for about a year and a half straight, right? And I said to myself, is if I ever got a chance to talk to this dude, I know not to say certain things because I ain't trying to get in a little tit for tat for that particular reason. So that's the reason why I said I'm not going to argue with you because you're going to have your point, and I understand you like that conversation piece back and forth. So I respect it. But
no, it ain't that. It's just not. What he's saying isn't his genuine thoughts.
I figure.
He's saying what he have heard. He talking about self-love and on purpose. Bro, we not even talking about that. Nigga sound like a red pill Bible right now, bro.
Hey, I think there's a little youth that's involved with that. He's just young.
Absolutely.
You don't know better yet.
Yeah, I think it worked both ways. Like when women be telling men to be emotional and whatnot, they don't know how it's gonna make them feel until they go through it. And I think for men, when they take the advice, they don't understand the returns they gonna get on that. It's almost one of those situations.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you gotta touch that stove. If you like what you just saw, support the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and jump in the comments. Talk to me so we could crack these codes. If you want to support the channel monetarily, go to my website and cop some merch. www.theclassiccodes.com, or you can shoot me a cash app. Either way, stick to the codes.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and now harden